This is Dan again. How's it going? I know you're used to my morning videos of inspiration and motivation, but today I wanted to talk about something a little bit differently. I wanted to talk about leasing, all right? Before you guys curse me out, I want to put a disclaimer out there. Leasing is not for everybody. Not every car qualifies and not every person qualifies, and your lifestyle might not suggest you leasing a vehicle, but I wanted to get some of the negativity about leasing away from everything. Because if you go to any dealership and you ask any one of the salespeople or the product specialists or the sales managers, more than likely they're leasing their vehicle right now, because there is a lot of benefits to leasing if you're in the right situation for it. All right, so today we're going to talk about leasing versus financing. I don't know if you guys can read that or not, but I'll take some pictures of them after I finish writing it all up today. So leasing terms usually run anywhere from 24 to 48 months. That's a normal lease period, okay? So leasing runs, like I said, 24 to 48 months. Now, why is that a benefit more so than a negative? It's because usually car loans, unless you're, have a bag full of cash or you're okay with large payments, especially on more expensive vehicles, they usually run anywhere from 60 to 84 months. So simple math or simple thinking, you're in a commitment for a lot longer on a purchase than you are on a lease. So that means that you're going to be paying a lot more in interest fees for the lifetime of that loan, more so than you would pay the fees for leasing a car. All right. Now, I said not everybody qualifies or not everybody's a good candidate for leasing, because it's true. You know what I'm saying? If you like to keep your cars for 10, 15 years, then you know what? Financing's for you, because you're going to be in that car forever. But most Americans, facts say that they're in and out of vehicles every 5 or 6 years or so. And when they're trading in their vehicle, they're not trading a vehicle in with title in hand. They're trading it in with a balance carrying over to the next vehicle. Or, they might have some positive going into the next car, but that's the majority, is they're carrying some kind of negative balance from one car going into the next. So therefore, they had to put more money down to get to a payment where they feel more comfortable. So leasing, like I said again, you're in it for 36 or 48. Financing, you're going to be in there for 60 or even further out, 72 months. So you're in a more of a committed situation when you're financing a car than you're leasing. Now, who this does not help, okay, let's say you have a young couple that's about to have a baby and they just bought themselves a 2-door Honda Accord before they found out they got married. Now they have a baby on the way. Now they're committed for almost 60 or 72 months in that car. Now they need a second car. That's another whole car payment, because they can't get out of this vehicle without bringing the balance over. Now, if they lease that first car, they might be closer to their 36 or 48 month mark where they can get out of that vehicle and get into another one a lot easier. Another benefit in this area of leasing is that for military people, there is a military clause. So if you are in a current lease and you get orders to deploy or transfer overseas, by law, the manufacturer has to let you release from your lease. So therefore, you can walk away with it with no remaining payments, and it shows off as a full paid auto underneath your credit score. So let's say you sign up for 48 months, and then in 6 months from now, you find out that you got orders to go to Guam or Italy or deploy for 6 months or more. Then you can say, hey, I need a letter from my office, my admin office, my administration's office, send it to the manufacturer, and then they, by law, have to release you from your lease. So that's another positive on leasing. Also, just for the normal, non-military person, you do have a couple different options that you may not have on a finance. So we'll use this dot as that is the start of your lease, right? At the end of your lease, 36, 48, however long your lease runs to, you have 5 options, okay? All right, the first option is you can finance the remaining amount of the car. Yes, the payment that you're paying towards your lease is going to the purchase of that car, okay? The reason why it's lower than normal is because they set the lease up with the percentage of the amount of the car up front. So therefore, where if you're financing a $30,000 vehicle, a normal monthly payment at 60 months is probably going to be around $600. If you're leasing a $30,000 car, your payment's probably going to be in the $450s to $470s to save you about $120 to $130 a month, just depending on the car and the rates and the programs at the time. So, first one is you can refinance. You love the car that much that you want to buy the car and keep the car. Definitely you can do it, because the money you've been spending towards the vehicle so far has not been going in waste. It actually can go towards the purchase of the car at the end of the lease. The second one is you could trade the car. So just like with the finance deal, just like when you regularly purchase a vehicle, you can trade the car. But you can trade the car, like I showed you before, a lot earlier than you would if you had a regular finance deal for 60 or 72 months. So on a 36 month, if you wanted to trade the car and you kept it in good condition, you could do it at your 34, 35 month mark. On a 48 month lease, you could do it at your 46, 47 month mark when you get out of that car just a little bit quicker than you would on a finance. So it kind of gives you more options and less obligations. The next one you can do is you can lease up. I love this option here because, everybody knows the manufacturers put warranties on cars for a reason. You know what I'm saying? At the end of that warranty, they took a calculated mindset and said, hey, we're going to put a 4-year, 50,000 mile warranty on this car. And why? Because that's when issues start to happen after that 4-year, 50,000 miles. So what you want to do is on your lease, you're covered in the whole time. So you can lease up into the same vehicle, just newer model, newer year, new warranty for the same amount of money. And you get all your warranties started over again. Now, you're going to say, Dan, well, I'm in this situation where I'm always paying for a car. All right, well, think about it. This might not apply to everybody, but think about it. When is the last time you did not have a car payment? When is the last time that you were not paying the bank for a vehicle? Because if you say, well, it's been years and years and years, so you never owned a vehicle. You've always paid the bank for that vehicle. And until you get the title, the car is not yours. So leasing up is definitely an option, okay? Your next option is refinance, trade, lease up, is that you can turn it back in. So let's say at the end of your 3 or 4 year lease, your time is up, you know what I'm saying? And you're got a car donated to you or whatever it might have been, or you found another means of transportation, or you don't need it anymore, or you move back to my hometown, New York City, and you don't want to drive a car because public transportation will take good care of you. You can turn the car in and walk away from it. Now, there might be a disposition fee that you have to pay to get the car back, but that fee is just to get the car back to the manufacturer from where you purchased the vehicle at, okay? And the last one, there's another one you can do. You can sell the car. So you have all rights to sell this vehicle like if you were purchasing the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So on your statement, on your lease statement, how much money you owe on that car. As long as you sell it for more than what you owe, then you're good to go. You'll get the title in the mail, and then you'll give the title back to the next owner of your vehicle. So you can sell it, okay? So that is also an option on a lease. Some people don't realize that. They think they can't do anything to a car when it's leased a vehicle. All right, and the last option, like I talked about before, was the military clause, which works for all military, active duty military personnel and spouses if they wanted to get out of the car because they are being deployed somewhere or they're not going to be in the area for a long period of time. So you can get rid of the car at that time also. Now you're saying, Dan, you're talking nothing but rainbows and happiness, you know what I'm saying? Tell me about the negatives. Tell me about the negatives. Okay, well, wait a second, okay? Say, Dan, I heard about these mileage problems or mileage issues. Okay, so on every lease, at the beginning of the lease, you get to choose how many miles you plan on driving that year. So therefore, okay, great, we'll go use that one. You can choose from 7,500, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000, and some manufacturers go up to 20,000 miles. Now, these are 20,000 miles a year. These are annual numbers, but nobody's going to come check on your car every year to find out where you are annually. So this might rule you out of leasing. Let's say you're a door-to-door salesperson and you drive 40,000 miles a year, then this is not going to be for you. But let's say you drive average anywhere between 12 and 15,000 miles a year, like normal people, most people do. This might be an option for you. Why pay $900 or $600 for a car when you could pay $450 for a vehicle? You get the same options and you get the same, use of the vehicle. The money you're using is going towards the car, but you don't have to pay as much because you have got into this. Now, even though you have signed up for these numbers for annual mileage, which gets checked at the end when you turn the car in, if you do end up running over the mileage on the car, it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? If you contact your manufacturer, sometimes they have programs so you can get a prorated payment for how much those mileage will cost you over, and all this information right up front. It's not like this stuff is hidden and then all of a sudden it comes back to you later on. This information, okay? So now, benefits for the dealership, and I'm going to talk about why we want you to lease vehicles. One, you're in the market every 3 to 4 years versus 5 to 6 years. So it puts you in the market for a newer car a little bit sooner. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, you're only talking maybe 1 year, 2 years newer. But it benefits you also, like I said before, because your warranty might run out and now you're back in warranty on a vehicle. And with the new technology coming in cars, just like your iPhone or whatever else might be, you're definitely looking maybe to have something newer in that driveway to help you out with whatever the car comes with, okay? Another thing is that we love leased vehicles to be part of our new used car inventory. There's nothing better than a leased car in our used car inventory. Okay? Because one, the car was taken care of very well. Two, they didn't abuse the vehicle. And three, the mileage is probably really right where it needs to be based on the year of the car. So there is benefits for the dealership and for the guest or the buyer out there. So like I said, there's a whole lot more about leasing. I didn't go into residuals or money factors or anything like that. But if you have any questions, even if you're not local, you're my people, my friends on Facebook, So if you have any questions, just hit me up, Hey, Dan, does this sound right? Does this not sound right? What should I look for? What shouldn't I look for? Do you think I'll qualify? Whatever it may be. Before I let you go, big disclaimer. You do not need to put down a large amount of money to lease a vehicle. Now, you'll see the ads on TV saying with $7,000 down, you could be at a $200 car payment, but you do not have to put that much money down. If you feel okay with a $400 car payment, you may have to put $1,000 or $2,000 down. But if you feel like you're good with no money down, the payment's good to where you want to be at, then that might be what you want to do. So you do not have to put a large amount of money down. That's a big disclaimer out there that people see and they're like, oh, I got to put, no, you don't. So like I said, again, I'm here to listen, I'm here to help. So if you guys want to have any questions or concerns about your lease that you're in right now, or you're looking to lease another vehicle, hit me up. Mercedes leases very well. A lot of people lease these vehicles just because people usually say, and I heard this from a couple different people, you lease things that depreciate, you purchase things that appreciate. So when you buy your house, the appreciation value should go up on that house, so therefore you buy it. When you buy a car, what happens as soon as you drive off the lot? Everybody knows it depreciates 25, 30, 35%. So you lease them and then you don't lose that depreciation value. You know exactly what your car is going to be valued at the end of the lease if you want to purchase it the day you buy it or lease it. So, it's more good information for you to have. All right. Again, this is Dan from Mercedes-Benz. I appreciate all y'all support out there. Any questions, concerns, just hit me up. All right. Dan. Later, guys.